Rapelang, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Let's start with the floods in KwaZulu-Natal, because we believe a number of Basotho nationals lost their lives there. What do we know, and is there a fear that more could be announced?
Absolutely, I think there's still fear hanging that there could be more. If we go to the explanation by the PS there, who says one of those villages or one of those locations, foremen, where it seems attracts a bit of, quite a number of Basotho, was totally washed or wiped out, as they say, with the mud. And so the number of victims that are still missing keeps rising. So this says there's a high possibility that we are likely still going to get higher numbers of the deceased yet to be discovered in that area.
Do we know what the Lesotho authorities are doing to assist its nationals that may be stuck and destitute?
Indeed. The Lesotho government, one of the few times when they really came pretty fast to action, saying they are now collaborating with their mission in Durban to go and actually try and identify that these are Basotho indeed, and to try and assist South Africa in the search and rescue if possible, such that at least they need to cater for their own citizens. So they said they still require much more information to at least validate that these are their citizens and they can at least help with the basics, the blankets, the food packages if they can. So they said they will be going to Cabinet tomorrow or on Tuesday just to try and source funds or ways onto which they can immediately pass assistance. But they said their mission in Durban will be playing a key role in trying to assist or mediate between the families.
So what should citizens do if they are stuck and they need assistance?
Absolutely crucial. One would understand that under prevailing circumstances, most people will probably not even have means to prove their identity. They will have lost a lot of contacts, maybe even the cell phones. But they said if they can find a way to pass a message to the consulate that is in Durban, they should try their level best, at least to let them know how to identify or how to locate them. It would be a first start. We know it's a little difficult, but they have enough good skills at least to know where to look or how to access particular places, or at least to notify their next of kin as to how to do it. So crucial is to say, at least make an attempt to find Lesotho consulate. I believe it is Sidimo Taban who is in that particular mission. He said he would be quite pleased and willing to assist as much as possible to their citizens.
All right. The other issue involving Basotho nationals is illegal mining. And it seems as if whenever this subject comes up, sadly, we have to mention, amongst other nationals, Basotho seem to be part of that mix. Is there anything that the authorities are doing to try and deter them and to stop this practice?
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Basotho have been synonymous with the illegal mining activities. I'm trying to understand whether is it because they are the bravest, because these are people who spend months, sometimes we are told up to a year underground in really very harsh conditions. And we try to go to the bottom as to how come they are the ones who are always in the midst of that. But a quick answer that I quickly got was that because of the proximity, Basotho have been most willing, I think, to take the jobs in the mining industry from as early as possible, as one could remember. So as the mines keep retrenching and jobs becomes a little scarce, they are the ones with the skills, they are the ones mostly who know the territory much better. But the question is whether can the government be in a position to do much to deter that? There is talks to try and find, but I think the question is always, if you remove them from that facility, is it not just shifting them to other places? Because some of them are actually brazen to say, you will need to give us alternatives. And if there are not enough jobs, it looks like somebody is looking for their skills. And the question is, who would that person be? Who knows exactly how to get them in such a complex industry, if one may say?
And I suppose if all you've known your life is mining and those operations cease, you have mouths to feed. So maybe out of desperation, they find themselves going back underground, even if it's unsafe.
You see, what startles me more is that you see the generation, the age, it keeps getting younger and younger. It's young people in their early 20s, mid 20s, quite young and energetic. And the question is, how would they gain such experience? And you can see that this is probably some of the talents that has been handed over down to the lineages of the younger generations. And simply they say you take them, drop them at the border. The next day they jump right back into it. So one would say, as long as there is a willing buyer, it looks like these skills are on offer. And a lot of them, if you follow the track, they seem to show like they're doing well. So maybe that's what attracts others. Somebody is paying them handsomely. Maybe if we can stop the tap as to who is buying, then we could maybe get to the bottom of it.
Rapelang, who pays for these search and rescue missions once we have these tragedies playing out?
That is the challenge that happens, because if we have buyers who are willing, the kingpins, I think that is where we need to identify as to.
All right, it looks like we've lost Rapelang Radebe there, but I think he's shared most of those two challenging stories that we're facing there. One, Basotho nationals that have lost their lives in the KwaZulu-Natal floods, and also, sadly, the illegal mining that continues in parts of South Africa where Basotho nationals seem to continue to be involved in for one reason or another. And Rapelang was there saying that some of these young miners are actually very young, and it's not just seasoned miners that are getting involved. So something that is of concern, but a problem that we see consistently over time, risking their lives and limbs to get these minerals from underground in unsafe, disused mining conditions. All right, so that's the scenario. We hope, we're sadly going to have to leave it there, but I think Rapelang got through most of those stories for us.